Just got them saying gang-stalked. That's what they do. See, what they do is they ride their bikes by my hiking area. They're just, you know who they are? I've noticed that most of them are just individuals who are, I don't know if calling them professional bicyclist is the right thing, because anybody can go into a bicyclist shop and buy a bicyclist outfit, you know, the kind that's got all the markings and letterings on them and the different colors. But I will say this, for the amount of times that I have been gaslighted by these skanks that are going by on their bicycles. Now, I have made several audio files and several video files. Hang on a second. I have made several audio files and video files stating to the effect that one of the things they're doing is getting up on the sidewalk and they'll say gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking as they ride their bikes by. In the method of what is known as the direct conversation method, that is where they will get around a target and either regurgitate personal information about the target that only the target should know. Yes. It's mostly just community members who are just told what to do around a target concerning a target. Hang on, one of my birds is here and I gotta feed him. And but what they want to try and do is give the impression. Hang on a second. What they're trying to do is give the target the impression that, just one more second please. I like this bird. What they're trying to do is give the target the impression that the people who are riding their bikes on, on the sidewalk are involved in gang stalking. And I'm not saying that they're not, but let me just break this down just for a minute. See, in organized stalking and gang stalking, the manager of these expeditions tries to make it appear that everybody that is harassing a target is involved in gang stalking. Now, let's see, I don't know how well I got it. Let's see if I can dig it out while I'm talking to you. The point I'm trying to make is this, is that, see, I don't know if it's in this folder or in another one. And since I'm not sure, I tell you what, look in the description of this YouTube video, because there's a manifesto that's online right now. And the manifesto that I was reading the other day, I don't know if there's an older one and then a newer one, or if the older one has been edited or not. But I don't remember seeing this statement in the newer, in the one that's currently online right now. But anyways, there's a manifesto online that's titled "A Gang Stalking Tech: Everything You Need to Know." It's a manifesto of a manager of organized stalking, gang stalking. He flat out states in the manifesto. I got two manifestos printed out right now and one on my computer. So when I get a chance today, I'm going to review them. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because yesterday when I went through some of my my files, I noticed an older one that has been printed out by me forever. I mean, I've had it for the longest time. And when I was looking at it briefly yesterday, I noticed a part in it that stated that the people that they're getting to harass a target are not even aware that there are other people harassing a target as well. So let's take a look at this. The individuals that they're getting around me along all of my routes and doing this, and I have over 600 audio files on multiple different tape recorders, and this specific type of tape recorder right here, it runs on microcard, okay? Which means that every time the internal memory gets full, I don't have to go out and buy a new digital tape recorder, just a memory card. Now, as a result of being a target of this crime, one of the methods that they do towards me is get around me and constantly repeat gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalker, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalk. That's right. And they were doing it so much and doing it so often in that particular way that it was just astronomical. I could go into a McDonald's across the street from UTC, and their employers were doing it too. They didn't do it yesterday when I was in there for the I think for the first time, no, the second time since May 30th. Hang on a second. The point I'm trying to make is that everywhere I go for at least the last year, for the whole time duration of while I was at each place, it didn't matter if it was Sdsu, USD, UCSD, any San Diego Public Library, mostly when I was mostly, it happened quite frequently when I was in their libraries, but it happened mostly and intensely when I would arrive there and lock up my bike, and then when I would go to leave and unlock my bike to leave. All stores that I go to, Ralph's grocery store, like you would not believe. Oh my God, like you would not believe. 2 locations, at the Friars Mission Center Ralph's grocery store and at the Villa La Jolla Plaza Ralph's grocery store, along with the Best Buy that's in the same parking lot, the Island Restaurant, Circuit City that's in that same parking lot, and in the movie theater before I stopped going there. And all of this harassment, in part, is achieved through what is known as the community notification, and that can be Googled. Now, recently, in the past month and a half, I've uploaded several audio files of this method being utilized around me in multiple different places. They saw that I was doing that because cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking, and that can be Googled as well. So now what they're doing is they're not doing it nowhere near as much as they have been because they saw those audio files. Look, when you have a particular peculiar thing happen around any human being and they start noticing it and then start compiling evidence concerning it, the places that these criminalities of harassment, which has to be orchestrated, which means it's managed, which means there's conspiracy with criminal intent to harass, which makes it a felony. Okay? So if you got people that are engaged in deliberate behavior, that means that there's a conspiracy and it at least means that there's a criminal intent to harass, which makes it a felony. Okay? Now, if you have the business community aiding and abetting in this, they're acting as legal representatives of that business. It's called apparent authority. That's right. Which means the business can be sued. If you have a manager of any store, any employee of any store, engaged in harassment that's got criminal intent, in other words, if it's got the intention to harass, that's a felony. And if you have a business person who's doing it deliberately, that means that person's taken the apparent authority to do it because they're punched in the clock as they're doing it. They're doing it while they have the uniform on for that business. And if the manager's doing it as well, he's taken the apparent authority for that business to represent that business in reference to harassing a target. And that's not just including the regular, normal premise liability. And this includes for public public libraries, universities. It doesn't matter if it's a business, an institution, a government building, or whatever. Whenever you have an employee of any type of business or government department or whatever engage in a criminal intent, that can reflect on that government agency or that business or that institution. That's right. I took business law. I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Anyways, so what they've been doing lately is backing off from saying it as much as they were, and when they do say it now, they're saying it more from a distance. And I believe that's so the skanks downtown they're connected to, yes, are members of the district attorney's office connected to and or protecting gang stalking, organized stalking? Are they? Are they? Well, there has to be a logical explanation concerning the reason why they want to investigate the crimes that are happening to me. There's got to be a logical explanation for it. I can only suspect what that could be. Criminal intent can be a logical thought process because you got to think about how to commit a crime and or at least protect it. So there is thinking involved in these expeditions and protecting them. So what they're doing now and what they've been doing, see, in the direct conversation method, we got to look at, in order for you to understand why somebody would ride their bike by and say gang stalk while they're talking, is because what they do is sensitize the target to words, phrases, physical gestures, and even specific sounds. Now you can go to YouTube and type in, actually the best thing to do is go to Google and type in fans, like F-A-N-S, filtration. It's a YouTube channel, and that person, from what I'm seeing, is a targeted individual as well. But that person makes very good videos concerning being, concerning gang stalking and being gang stalked. And that YouTube channel has done YouTube videos concerning sensitization. And you can also go to Google and type in activism of care. That's another YouTube channel, and Google it, because when you type in activism of care YouTube channel, also type in gang stalking, and they got some good videos concerning the motivations, some of the motivations behind gang stalking. So what they do with the direct conversation method, like say if you went to you go about your day. excuse me, please. Say if you go about your day, and you go like say it's Saturday, and you're not working. Hang on, my bird's here. Say if it's Saturday, and you're not working. Sorry, just one more second, please. I try to feed this bird because he's shy. Dang it, I missed it. One more second, please. I keep hitting the branch. Poor bird. I think he's got something wrong with his leg. Oh, if I hit one more branch. Hold on one second. Oh, I keep hitting a branch. Alright, he saw it. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, let me make sure it's still recording right. I apologize for that, but that's my favorite bird, and he's got a leg problem, so I gotta make sure that he eats. Anyways, when you have say it's Saturday and Sunday, and you go out to, say, you get up and you think to yourself, I'm going to go out today, do some shopping, take care of some errands. So you end up going to 4 separate places. Bank, post office, grocery store, restaurant, maybe movie theater. And at each place, you have a particular a particular type of events happening to you. Like you're walking down the aisles of these places, and somebody walks into you, bumps into you, and says weird or oh my god, and touches their face as they're doing it. And then it happens again in the same place. You just disregard it and think to yourself it's just coincidence. You then go to leave that place, and as you're walking out the door to go to your car, it happens again. You thought, what the heck's going on? You then get in your car and you leave and you go to the next place, and you're tied up and you're distracted in the busyness of your own thinking concerning where you're getting ready to go and what you got to do there. Okay, and then you go through the hassles of driving. You get there, the next place you go to, and you park in a parking lot. You get out of your car, and then somebody walks by you and does the same thing. You thought to yourself, well, this is just this is just, what's going on here? You then go into the business, and it happens to you twice in there. Somebody bumping into you, saying weird as they're doing it, and then holding their face and saying, oh my god. Okay, bear with me. While you're in this next place, it happens to you twice. You then leave that place, go to the next place, it happens to you 2 or 3 times. That's right. Yeah. And then the same exact thing happens to you every single day for the next 45 days everywhere you go, except now it's happening to you multiple times just in one place. Just in one place. What would you think? You would begin to think that you're being stalked. You would definitely begin to think you're being harassed. This is called sensitization methods of organized stalking, gang stalking. Now, organized stalking and gang stalking is set up to make you believe that everybody that's doing this has one collective thought. It's not. What it is a manager who's using their employment description and their connection into the community and it's not just one person. I suspect there's probably at least 2 to 3 managers per target. That's right. Because these specific people have to have the type of employment descriptions to connect with church groups, fraternities. They have to have positions to where they can connect with universities to make sure that campus police will not prosecute, will not arrest anybody in case a harassment gets out of control, to where the campus police will not harass the person. Will not arrest or file a police report concerning the person who's actually harassing a target. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm a seasoned target of these crimes. I've experienced them every single day, everywhere I went for the last 11 years. Just like my other fellow targeted. I have seen targeted individuals' blogs and YouTube videos that have stated that they have been victims of this crime every single day for 30 years. One even 60 years. Yes. I had lunch with a Kenneth Rhodes in Michigan in November 2012, and he's the individual that's responsible for financing the big gigantic billboard that says electronic harassment, Big Brother is watching you. And that video is all over the internet. It's been covered on the news and everything. His name is Kenneth Rhodes. He's another targeted individual, and he's been targeted at least for the last 30 years. Yes. So The point I'm trying to make is this, is that as a result of you going to these multiple different places and people bumping into you, saying weird when it's happening, then putting their hands to their face and saying, oh my God, in the same exact way, everywhere you go, multiple times, every day, you're going to start noticing it. And you're going to start wondering what's going on because so many different people are doing it. That's right. Then you might start thinking that you're being stalked. You're going to eventually sense it. Then you're going to eventually conclude it. Okay? Then, as a result of you not knowing how all of this is managed, you're going to think that since you're experiencing the same thing by everybody, that everybody's in on it. It's not. In gang stalking and organized stalking, it's at least anywhere between 1 to 3 managers of this harassment that is putting all these people along your route to do this. So think about this. If you go into a Ross grocery store and it happens to you 5 times, and then you leave there and go all the way to Radio Shack and it happens to you twice inside of Radio Shack, the 2 people who are doing it to you in Radio Shack don't know that you just experienced it 3 times by other people in Ralph's. That's right. But since they're doing the same thing towards you, you believe that everybody that's doing it is part of one collective group, because they're doing the same thing towards you. That's right. And this is part of the psychological deception of organized stalking. Now, in reference to what they've been doing to me, is that they've been getting along all my routes and doing numerous different things, like saying gangstalk, gangstalker, gangstalk, 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 oh my God, gangstalk, weird, crazy, gangstalk, oh my God. In that way. Recently, and I wear a running digital tape recorder with me that's recording at all times everywhere I go. And some of those audio files were uploaded to the internet, which showed the same exact identical harassment happening around me, concerning me everywhere I went. They saw it through cyber surveillance and now they backed off. But they're still getting along my route, and as they're talking, they'll still insert the word gang stalk in their conversation. Like right now, I'm getting ready to say 2 sentences so I can illustrate how they do it. They'll either pretend like they're on their cell phone, or they'll pretend like they're having a conversation with each other, or they'll even pretend like they're having a conversation with a stranger, like on a bus. One person will be on a bus, another person will get on it, they'll sit down next to that person, and then they'll act like they're initiating a conversation, because they know a video camera's on the bus. So they want to make it appear that this is not an orchestrated thing, that it's just somebody sparking up a conversation with somebody they don't know on the bus. And then as they're talking to each other, in the conversation, they will insert these words for the target to hear in order to get the target's attention, in order to psychologically undermine their perceptions about how this is being done, what they're actually hearing, and it's also done to keep their attention. That's right. See, in organized stalking and gang stalking, what they do, they sensitize the target to words, phrases, physical gestures, and specific sounds, like specific ways of clearing your throat, specific ways of coughing, specific ways of touching your mouth, your hands, your nose, stroking your hair back, taking your hat off and stroking your hair back and put it back on and tapping the brim, patting the top of the head. Most of the things, 95% at least of what they do, are things that everybody does, except for getting around a target and saying gangstalk, gangstalk, gangstalker, oh my God, gangstalk, gangstalk, oh my God. That's peculiar behavior. It steps outside of the realm of normalcy. And they know I uploaded recently an extremely small set of proof of this happening towards me, around me, in different areas, in the same exact identical way. They saw that I did that through the method of cyber surveillance, which is a method of gang stalking, and so what they did was they backed off from doing it more in reference to how they were doing it right around me in places. Now they're doing it around me more from a distance. They're not doing it nowhere near as frequently, okay? But they're still saying it intermittently around me. Now, at the very beginning of this video file, see, I was listening to some videos, and then I switched the memory card, and I heard them getting ready to go by. So I turned on the video camera, and that's how I caught him saying it. And if you listen closely at the beginning of this video, you'll hear an individual say gang stalk as he's talking. They insert the word or phrase that they sensitize the target to inside of conversations they're having, in order to make it appear the target's crazy for what they're claiming, and to make sure the target hears it to make him feel harassed, because they got to know where you're at to do it. It's nothing but crafted, synchronized, community-based harassment based on a person in the system that's managing these people to get along a target's route to repeat the words and phrases. In turn, that keeps the target mentally preoccupied concerning it. Okay? It keeps them in a constant neural loop in reference to the mental and emotional responses they have, the target has, as a result of hearing it constantly. Yes, it's to keep them mentally preoccupied with the fact this crime's happening to them by getting around and repeating things they've been sensitized to. Just like the woman who goes in multiple different places and has an individual and is subjected to individuals walking up to them, bumping into her, saying, "Weird is this happening?" and then putting their hands to their face and saying, "Oh my God." That's sensitization. Where they're sensitizing this particular woman to being bumped into, the word weird, the physical gesture putting the hands to the face while they're saying, "Oh my God." That's sensitization, where they're sensitizing to her to these events, the physical gestures and the words, weird and oh my God. That's right. And they're making her feel stalked as a result. And they're trying to make her think that everybody's in on the stalking of her. When these separate people that are used in the separate places that she goes to that are doing this to her don't even know that other people are doing this to her at other areas on different days. They're just being told what to do and where to go. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I expose these factual realities so fellow American citizens can understand the operations of organized stalking in part. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.